You leave when you need to leave. Ashley now knows why. Fuck Neil Gaiman.
Fuck Neil
Yeah,
Gaiman.
fuck Neil
Absolutely.
Gaiman.
Fuck Neil Gaiman.
Yeah.
Fuck Neil Gaiman. Oh, sorry, what are you guys talking about? I was just reading a book of short poems.
Let's not.
Oh yeah, it's so much better now.
Fuck
It's
Neil
so
Gaiman.
Fuck Chris
In
Betts,
between,
actually. Fuck Chris Betts. Fuck
we
Chris
just
Betts.
had like a
Fuck Chris
10-minute
Betts.
break in between recording the shows. No, sorry, this is Wednesday. But
Yeah.
since Sunday, I got halfway through doing my makeup for the show that I'm going to do. So I literally have my eyebrows on, and that's about it.
Are you gonna do your makeup throughout the show? Are we
I
gonna?
mean, I could.
Makeup.
Do you guys want to
Yeah,
see me
do
do my
it.
makeup?
Yeah.
Is this
It's Wednesday. I've got a new shirt on. Wednesday's for makeup.
Well, the eyebrows are done.
Paid the cost to beat a ball.
Little Ashley theme as we're getting the makeup ready. Ashley, what show are you teching today? Are you teching just the
I'm
standard?
performing on the stand. It's my first weekend at the stand.
Oh, are you?
Hey, that's awesome.
Let me ask you this: does the stand still do those insane, weird slot titles like open middle support? Your closed local support middle. Oh my god, they had the weird.
I haven't seen anything like that, but that doesn't mean they don't do it, I guess.
Previous administration, thankfully, because it was just so confusing.
Yeah, it's my first weekend at the stand. It's a fun lineup. Billy Kirkwood's hosting. We love a bit of Billy. Chris Forbes is opening. Amy Matthews is on, and headliner is Tom Wrigglesworth, who I've never met or encountered before, but he is an absolute darling. I really, really like him.
Yeah, Tom's a sweetheart.
We got inordinately drunk last night.
Yeah.
Really, really drunk. I had very hungover diarrhea this morning.
You're not allowed to read what's in the private chat out loud.
Oh, well, yes, that's the whole function of the private chat.
But I want everyone who is not listening on the video, you want to go to the video for this Wednesday's episode, head to 2 minutes and 18 seconds, and I want you to look at Ashley's face.
I'm so excited.
This.
Oh, that's so funny. Okay, noted, but so no.
Yeah. Look at the blush. Look at her face go red.
I love that you know that that's the kind of information I like to have. So
it's an important thing for that situation. You know what I'm saying? Let me also say this. You know what's crazy about British stand-up comedy? I have played after tonight. Actually, you and I will have played the Edinburgh Stand the same amount of times.
What?
I've done it.
Really?
Once. I played it.
No.
Crazy.
Is that because the money is terrible?
No,
so you don't go.
Never would put me at the Edinburgh Stand. They'd always be like Glasgow a million times. It was weird. And yeah, I only ever played
this
it when
isn't
I did
the Edinburgh one. This is the Glasgow one.
Oh, 1,000. Okay. Sorry, I for some reason thought you were going to the.
I live in Glasgow.
I know, but you always are going to the Edinburgh Stand. So in my mind, it was the Edinburgh Stand. Oh, Glasgow Stand, the best.
Glasgow Stand is great. The Glasgow Stand is my new home, and I love it there. All of my colleagues are class. They're just, I just love working there. It's really, really excellent.
One of, if not the best room for is the best stand-up comedy room in the UK. And I would put it up there in the world. It is, because it should not work with the way the bar is.
It shouldn't work, but it does.
It's so good. It's so fucking good.
Right.
And don't
I am actually going to do my makeup while we're talking.
Yeah.
It means I cannot see you. You're very blurry to me now. But
wow. Don't worry, my camera will go out of focus. Let me ask you this about the Glasgow Stand. Is Martin Moore still playing there like every 6 weeks?
I have no idea who that is. I've never.
You don't know who Martin Moore is? Oh my god. Martin Moore is a big former circus Northern Irish man with a big beard. And most of his act is if you are two women sat at a table and you're in the front row, get ready to find out that you guys, as it turns out, are lesbians. Are you two lesers? Oh my god.
Oh my god. That's
but he's very fun energy.
Great energy. Real nice chat in the green room, but just
I mean, if you're gonna be an old school homophobic misogynist, you may as well be fun about it.
I don't even think he's an old school misogynist homophobe. I just think he thinks he's like, I can get away with that. You know what I mean? Like he's just one of those guys. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I can do it.
I've never encountered him.
That's mad.
I think you really like him.
Yeah,
he's very likable. Yeah.
Right. So what we've just done is our primer. I'm not gonna give you guys a makeup tutorial. It's just gonna happen while you're talking.
Tom. Oh, sorry. Tom Wrigglesworth said something when I first worked with him at the Glee in Nottingham.
Name dropper.
And
Venue
it was
dropper.
really fun because we'd never worked together before, and he said something that could have been condescending, but was actually like he was being thoughtful. Where he sort of, I was middling, and he's like, have you played rooms this size before? And that can be a real dick thing to say, but I knew that he was saying it because there is a different way of engaging with like a larger room than there is with a smaller room. And he was like, we were getting along, and he just wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to drown out there. And that's like
kind of nice.
Yeah, I was just like, yeah, I have. He's like, oh, okay, cool. I just wanted to check. And that's a tough line to walk to get that across the first time. That you know that they're actually not trying to be a dick, especially if you're British. You just come across as a dick generally. And so I like Tom. I like Tom for that. Also, he's a good hang.
Especially
he's a bit of crack.
The Nottingham Glee is a real motherfucker of a club. I love it, but it is tricky as shit to play. It doesn't exist anymore.
What? Really?
Yeah, they closed the building. They're getting a new home, but it doesn't exist.
That's a shame.
Chris, let me just be clear. We are not the smartest people. We left. I feel I left that island more at the right time, but the fact that we both left, right move. Anyone who's in the UK, here's my advice: leave.
I keep meeting Canadians who are moving out there, and I don't. You know when you want to like dissuade someone from something, but you also don't want to shit on their dreams.
Yeah, go ahead.
Very thin line to walk, but I'm just like, okay, well, it's like, do you have any tips? It's like, don't. But like, just there's fewer clubs and there's more comics, and it's very difficult. A train will cost as much as your rent. So just know these things going out there. And there's a couple. Erica Eller is doing really well, I think. But she was also out there before, like pre-pandemic, because
she was out there. 2018 is when she got here. Kate Barron, I think, got here in 2018 or 2019. Like some people, but no, I don't. Like just the difference in what it was. Like the same amount. There's as many opportunities in Canada, it seems, than there are in the UK, which is an indictment of the United Kingdom.
Excuse me. Yeah, well, Canada's got the Hangover Cure comedy show, so we're here to make careers.
So Chris, now that you are a comedy club promoter, so are you going to have a labyrinth like showcase system to get spots? Do you know what I'm saying? I'm going to absolutely leverage my power. I'm going to make it really difficult. I'm going to say, you're great. I don't know if you're ready for this opportunity. I think that's a really good one. I also always like the show the comedian a list of people that are on the show and go, which one of these people would you like to replace?
Oh, the classic Comedy Store. Great.
Yeah.
Great
and
stuff.
I still can't remember who it is.
Okay, walk me through that. I've never encountered that.
So what used to happen is, what's the name of the guy that started the Comedy Store again?
John Ward, apparently, to more than a few people, what he would do is sort of a like get the cut of your jib. Is he would show you a lineup and go, who on this lineup do you think you're funnier on than and can replace? Like kind of a like you're not good enough. Like this is the standard.
Yeah.
And someone responded to that. Well, just don't book me that weekend. Give me a weekend when those people aren't on, and then I'll take one of those spots. And I have always been like, that's the funniest fucking answer.
That's a good answer.
That's the greatest way to answer that question. Like, and by the way, he better have booked that person. Like, I would have been like, That's how you get booked, right there.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
That's great.
No. But also, like, it's a dick thing to do, but it's also not wrong, because that is how you book people. You try to book like the funniest people, and sometimes people get bumped because their act gets worse, or some people get better, and so it's not far off how booking genuinely works.
But the thing is also in Britain is people literally thought of it like a unionized wage. Like the story of the last 10 years of my comedy career, a portion of it is being told by a lot of people, well, this isn't fair, and then me going, where was the meeting where show business was fair? Where was that meeting? I would like to know when was the liars meeting? Because like, what are you fucking talking about? Like
also, what's fair?
Nothing in life is fair.
Also, it would it just means why isn't it used to be easy for me? Why isn't it easy for me now? Or why do they get that and I don't get it? It's always what that is. And it's like, well,
yeah, but in that way of like 100%, like show business is not fair at all. But nothing is. There isn't a single industry where it's like, oh, the right people got all the opportunities. That's great. Like, that's not a thing. And it's okay to be like mad about it and try to fix it, but to complain about it
that's the thing.
Silly.
It's also like, I'm so happy that the Comedy Store is not a terrifying thing now for open spots where like you're essentially like psychological warfared by the bouncers and shit like that. Like it used to be so fucked up. Like you'd have to.
They were always really nice to me.
Me too. Well, no, that's not. They were not nice to me at the beginning, and they're now very nice to me. And I don't think that they've connected the dots, and I'm just not going to connect the dots. I think they think of me as the guy who showed up for his first spot on a paid weekend and forgot his bike lock, and said, "I got to bring the bike into the club." And they were like, "Just leave it on the street. We'll watch it." And I'm like, I'm not leaving my bike on the street so you guys can watch it get stolen. Like, yeah. So yeah.
No. When I was in the Comedy Store, they were always like nice. They weren't necessarily warm, but they were always nice.
You're past at the store, yeah?
No.
Madness. So easy. Go back and just get past at the store. That could happen in 2 seconds. Ashley, have you done an open spot at the store yet?
No.
Are you gonna do the Gong Show? Chris? Have you done the Gong Show? I've never asked you this.
I refuse to do the Gong Show.
I don't want to do a Gong Show.
Ashley, what if we arrange for the Troggies to be in the audience of the Gong Show and we rig it? I mean, that's off the top of my head, but we absolutely can do that.
I love it.
Then I might do the Gong Show just because that would be quite funny.
Oh my God. I've never thought about that. That would be very fun. Of just stack the Gong Show with just pay 200 people to go.
Quite funny.
Well, that's what used to happen in like new act competitions.
Used to. What are you talking about?
I'm sure it still does.
Still happens.
I haven't been to one in years.
So but your experience when you did them was.
Yeah. So when I remember there was this one guy, Dimitri something. I don't think he does stand up anymore. He like stacked every single heat, stacked the room. And then he got to the final and had like a bad time because he was new and he wasn't very good. And I remember I saw him a few years later, and we were out. It was like me, him, Adam Rowe, someone else, and we were walking somewhere. And he pulled up next to me as we were all walking, and he's like, "I really, I've been thinking a lot about that final that we were in. I think it was Leicester Square or something." And he's like, I just realized that, like, I was really cocky and I didn't really have any business being there. And I don't know what he was expecting me to say, but I was a little drunk and I was like, yeah, we all knew that.
Yeah, I was about to be like,
Oh no.
Who was in your Leicester Square final? Were you the Tim Renko year?
No, I was the year after that.
Who won your year? Did you win?
Joshua Ross.
What?
Who? Yeah. Who is right. Joshua Ross had the set of a lifetime. He destroyed. He did so. After he came off, like going in, no one expected him to win. After he came off, we're like, it's over. He just crushed. I
cannot wait to explain to Ashley who this fucking guy is.
So you would hate him.
Yeah.
You would fucking hate him. I don't like him, but you would hate him.
I've never met someone who has a lot of real intense mental illness and a personality where you do not feel bad for him. Like that's
zero empathy for him.
you're just like fucking hell. Like you're just like, whoa, what a call. Yeah,
Yeah.
weird. Just a fucking.
He had a weird like bee in his bonnet about me as well, where like he occasionally would just send me Twitter DMs out of like we hadn't spoken in like a few years.
Well, he did go nuts. The one thing is he did have a break. Like he broke with reality. He was sending messages to the Comedy Store in Junglers. Like they literally thought they were conspiring. Like he went fucking off the deep end. And of course,
okay, I didn't know that. I just didn't like him.
Oh no, he went woo! Like it was one of those ones where you're, like he was like calling the Comedy Store, accusing them all sorts of things. Like, oh no, it was bananas. There's like a period of time where he was commenting under every chortle article. Like you could tell when he was awake because there'd be like just and like I think him and Trevor Crook went back and forth on the bottom of one of the like there's some chortle article where the two of them got into a Facebook comment spat. Oh my god. 2015 in British comedy was a real wild year because like there were no villains. It was just insane. Like it was just so competitive. Every spot felt like you could be replaced by like 80 comedians. Everyone was out of their fucking mind. Everyone was trying to do the like your Edinburgh show has to have like it was the most everything was everything. Oh my god, it was looking back, it was like, oh, what a weird time to be there.
That's so fun. I had such a different experience of it. I was just flying around. I was just roaming around doing my thing. And everyone that I was working with, I was like friends with like Garrett and Pierre and stuff. And they were both like, you know, nervous and ambitious and stuff. But because England didn't have anything I wanted, I was just kind of like, I was sad because I thought I should get more than I was getting. But I wasn't like, oh, where's everything coming from? And I got to follow. I was just like, I'm just going to do my show. And
mine was I just wanted to earn enough money that I could eventually move to the States. So I was just like, can I go on TV? Because I would like to make 1,200 pounds in one day. Like that was my entire reason for being there. Like I was like, do you want to be on Have I Got News for You? Couldn't give a fuck, mate. I think Ian Hislop looks like a weird hedgehog, and I guarantee Paul Merton sucks as a human being. But yeah, 1,500 quid to sit next to an old man who goes, "Oh, it was a seal, it was a sausage." Yeah, I'll fucking do that, no problem. That's what that was my whole.
So that's the gap between where John and I were stand-up wise. Is mine was piecing together one-nighters in the middle of Kent and Sussex, just trying to make enough money to not die. And the idea of doing TV wasn't even in my head. There was no show I wanted to do, and I didn't think in 2015. I think I was still with my first manager.
Yeah, so I was with them and CKP. That was that period of time. Yeah.
And she wasn't getting me anything. She didn't. She's the one that openly said, my dumb brain doesn't understand your comedy, but my smart brain knows it's good." What a fucking wild thing to say.
That's absolutely insane to say to one of your clients.
Oh my god.
What?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it's just insane. It was one of those ones where it was just like looking back, it was just too much loyalty. Someone that was so helpful for the first 2 years, it was the biggest fucking 180, and it was just I should have just too nice. But you know what? You learn these lessons, and I have never fallen for that trick again. That's the thing. I remember learning in therapy. I was like, oh, I always feel bad about that. And he was like, well, you've learned that. You never will make that mistake again. And I was like, oh my god, that's so true.
Yep, you're free now. I can just be like, no, very nice person. Good luck out there. Not my future, though.
See you. Bye. Oh, my favorite. The weirdest one is with the even weirder one was with Christian at CKP, who later I don't know why I'm telling this story on a podcast, but it's so weird. Which was he was saying to other comedians he represented, he's like, "Oh, John, he's the one I call the one that got away," and I wanted to be like, "It's not got away, is the one you didn't do anything for 2 years, up into including I changed our contract and you didn't even read that, so I could just leave." Like, what are you talking about, buddy? Like, what? It wasn't like you like we had communication issues. It's like the only thing you got me was I got me it, and then you just took credit for it. But I asked. Yeah, ridiculous. So weird.
Well, mine every meeting I had with Emily, our first manager, was an hour of her telling me how well John was doing.
I was doing well.
Oh, God.
And I was like, have you gotten anything? Like, we go for a coffee and she would just talk about how great John was doing. And then I'd be like, anything for me? And she's like, no. And I was like, why are we here? What are we doing?
Yeah, what the hell? That's insane. Oh my God. Yeah. By the way,
Ridiculous.
So that's a real. By the way, there's a real shared trait with a certain. I don't know what it is in Ireland, but Paul Byrne was also loved a. Larry Dean and I used to occasionally just let each other know the nice things he was saying about us, because there's no way he would say that to our face, and we'd literally be going in numbers being like, I think I'm about to fucking bomb. I don't think the show is good. This psycho won't say anything nice. He's being so critical. And then you have to text Larry. He's like, he won't shut the fuck up about how good your show is. And you're like, he's doing the same thing with me. Do you know what the fuck is going on? Yeah, we made a fucking agreement where it's like, all right, we just around the middle of July, we have to just, and then he sussed it out and started being positive around that time to really confuse us even more. What the fuck? I don't know what the Catholic Church did on that island, but my God, like, hats off.
You don't want to know.
Oh my God. It's like the evil. How do I say this? There's got to be a German word for how impressive is this evil and its effect on people? You know what I mean? They're schnucken warnen Hirschnana. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a real I don't know how to phrase it, but yes, Irish people struggle with praise.
No.
Giving and receiving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's something that I inherited from my Irish mother. Thanks, Ireland.
Language.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. No, the entire. Oh my God, that entire island. Just you're looking nice. What do you mean by that? What the fuck are you talking about? What do you mean by that?
That's as a like reaction to how bad it was when I was a kid. I now just give compliments all the time. Anytime I see something, I just like stopped a dude in the street the other day. That suit looks fucking amazing. Good job. People at work, I'm just like, yo, you crushed that. Great job. At all times, just laying out compliments. If anyone gives me a compliment, I just shut down. It's the easiest way to get me to stop talking, is just say something nice about me, and then I have to just.
It's why the
because I don't want to be like fuck you. But that's because that's rude. But
it's why the transcript of Chris's divorce proceedings, Ashley, are very bizarre, because it's just him trying to work it out. And then when they get into an argument, his ex just goes, that's a very nice beard you've grown. God damn it. You know, I have no counter to that. And he just storms out.
I did sneak a compliment into one of the podcast descriptions, and you fully picked up on it and called me out on it.
It was very nice.
It was. And look how awkward you are, even now that I've brought it back up.
Here's my question. So it's the summertime. You both are single and, as always, looking to mingle.
Ready.
Wrong one. Hang on. Single and looking to mingle. Hang on. Wrong one. There's the wrong one. Let's do this one more time. Single and looking to mingle.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not the one I was going for, but the bit is done. How is our singling and mingling going, Ashley? Let's start with you.
So ready. I'm so ready. Just like, come at me, please. Because I'm so fed up. I'm bored. The date that I wasn't sure if it was a date.
Oh yeah.
It still might be happening. I don't know. I'm just like, can it just? It's either gonna happen or it's not. And
that was weeks ago.
Yeah, that was
exactly.
Ashley,
and I'm just like, fuck.
Ashley, let's speed this up. I want you to write in a DM to him right now. Let's see that dick, bro.
Or just come at me, bro. But like, spell come the cool way. Spell come like the cool way.
COME.
And then I got a text last night. I think I got a booty call while I was on stage last night. But I was on stage, and they're in a different city, and so I just
that one. That's the one I wanted.
And so I was just like, well, no, I'm not.
When you say was it a booty call? Because I don't know. Sometimes
Edinburgh.
Okay, but what was in the booty call? Because as we learned with your dating DM, you are somehow not good at picking up the most like subtle.
No, this one was is it too late for you to come through to Edinburgh?
Oh yeah, that's
yeah,
a booty call. That booty call. Yeah.
Definite. Yeah. There's no shades of gray there.
Yeah.
No,
No.
and I just said, "Why do you miss me?"
Good response. Oh, that's a good response.
I think the way that I heard you say that, and I think is part of from knowing you, it's not like, why do you miss me? It's like, why do you miss me?
Yeah, it's much more of an accusation.
Almost like angry that he's like, why do you miss me? What the fuck is wrong with
Yeah.
I think my favorite booty call I ever received was a lady once texted me the word booty call. I'm like, yeah, that's good stuff right there.
Yeah, I like that. I like that tactic. That is good.
We should set up like a booty call alert system. Like, when there's like a natural disaster coming, or like a kid's been kidnapped, and then your phone goes like we should have one of those for when you get a booty call, so the whole bar knows how popular you are.
That's true. I think also you should get cab priority, because we all know that booty calls have a bit of an expiration date. Like, it's one of those things where you got to move. You know what I mean? Like, the house isn't on fire, but like, let's go.
It should be an option on Uber. It should be an option on Uber where you can scan the booty call text, send it, and they go, "Oh, they just wipe their whole queue."
Yeah, exactly. You immediately just
shoot to you.
Yeah, a guy with a lot of with gelled spiky hair pulls up in a Tesla, and you're just like, "Yeah, this is the guy." Yeah, playing a lot of playing some drum.
Let's get that dick wet, bro. Let's go.
Chris, do you know what music they'll be playing in that car? Some drum and D bass.
Oh, drum and D bass. Yeah.
A callback. That is a callback. That is a midweek callback. Everybody,
that is a midweek callback.
Actually, it's time for the midweek callback song. Oh, it's terrible. What a terrible.
So weird. Song. Matchbox 20 has a new album out.
No,
I think there's something about you saying
Bell
terrible.
X1 has a new album out.
Who does?
Oh, that'll probably
Bell
be good
X1?
though.
It's really good.
Say that name again.
Bell X1 is my.
She's told us about this band so many times.
Heard of. So many times.
Actually,
Chris still hasn't listened to them.
Your music.
I think I listened once. It wasn't for me. It was good. It wasn't for me.
I want you to get more into country, because I think country will help. I want you to get.
I'm getting so into country. I'm really there.
Are you
Blaze Foley, right?
Are you gonna have some
Blaze Foley?
Dust in a baggie.
Dust in a baggie.
Oh, such a good song.
Billy Strings, Towns Van. I can't say his stupid name, but I do enjoy his music. Blaze Foley. There's been a few more that I can't remember the names of. Somebody sent me today. Viagra Boys.
Oh yeah, of course.
Is that like an offshoot of Come Town?
No, they are just a fun band. They're a fun, silly, angry punk band.
Okay.
Can I say this about all? Are you ready for this? All male country music singers look like their dicks stink.
Except Keith Urban. Keith Urban's got a pristine penis.
I disagree. I feel like
I don't actually agree with that either.
He's too put together. I think he spit shines it every morning. He just buffs it.
Yeah, but that's not clean.
Exactly.
I think it's hotel room clean. It looks clean, but it's not.
But under a black light. But under a black light, it's disgusting.
It has the smell of freshness, and you realize that he put Febreze on his balls. Like, it's one of those things where you're just like, oh.
Hotel room fresh.
I like that. I like that.
Like, it's like
I'm quite proud of this analogy.
You should write
it very much. Yeah. It's very good. It's very good.
I think I should write it down.
Yeah.
I might do that.
On stage at the Glasgow stand, I want you to point at someone, a man in the front row, and be like, "You look like your dick is hotel room clean." Yeah.
And he'll be really proud, and then you'll explain, and then his girlfriend will be like, "Yeah."
I actually really want to do that now.
Yeah, you should. It's very funny.
It is very funny.
Do I have a new bit?
Yeah.
I might have a new bit. The bit that I came up with out of that silly little crush I had. Have it's ongoing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But that bit has just become a staple in my set now, and I fucking love it. Regardless of the crush, the bit is just great, and I really enjoy doing it now.
The best feeling. The best.
Yeah, I kind of can't wait to tell him, because I feel like I'm just gonna tell him that the bit is there. Oh, you have a interesting.
Ooh.
We got some
You
private
should
chat.
do it. You should do it on your when he's in the room, and then point at him. Have a lighting cue set up so it comes. It's him. That's the one. There he is.
Ashley,
and just watch him shrivel up.
Yeah.
Just absolutely disappear.
Would he shrivel up, or would he be one of those people that would kind of secretly love it?
Both.
He's both. He'd quietly love it, but he's British, so there's no.
Yeah.
Also,
yeah.
If you guys end up making pancakes, if you know what I mean, will you say the bit
whipping the cream
in the middle of whipping the cream? Will you say the bit in the middle of preparing the batter?
I think I will enact the bit.
Oh,
I haven't heard this bit, so now I'm really curious as to what the fuck.
Also, yeah, what's happening? What was with that hand finger gesture when you went, "I will enact the bit"? You look like you were about. You look like you were about to. You were like you were gonna triple bean a man's asshole, and then when you were in there, you were going to.
What does that even mean?
3 fingers.
I don't know.
3 fingers.
It sounds like something that should be a Canadian saying, but it's not. It's just John.
You're absolutely correct. It should sound like a Canadian saying. Holy fuck, Gary! What happened to fucking Gord? His fucking wife triple beamed him in the fucking pooter, and he's been in the emergency room for a day and a half.
Knocked out by a triple beaner. Job.
Buddy, what is this? He'll never be able to drive the fucking Zamboni. Go ahead.
I'm freezing quite a lot, so I'm gonna just leave and come back in.
Cool.
Oh yeah, that was such a delay. Goodbye.
Ashley doesn't know that we were just quiet for a second. That's great.
Yeah. Either way.
That's a fun game. Should every time she says something, should we just like sit quietly for 2 seconds?
No, that's
and then respond.
I'm not gaslighting someone.
No, that's a fun prank. That's a fun prank.
That's what everyone says about gaslighting.
It's like, I mean, it is fun, but it's like when you're on a cell phone and you're like home, and you make like static sounds. It's just a fun.
What's fun
tech problem prank.
That's not what happens with cell phone noises anymore. People have occasionally done that. You know what I mean? Where they like you hear it like just fucking hang it up. That's how cell phones don't work anymore now. You just stop talking and then click.
Drop call. Drop call.
Drop that call, baby. So you're no longer working at the bank. We were going to start this subject somehow 32 minutes ago, and here we are. So you were working at a bank in the bar, a bar in the bank.
Yeah.
Here's the thing with you, whenever you get like jobs, is they always start like this. It's an amazing opportunity from a friend I knew a long time ago. It's steady income, best thing I ever wanted. Can't wait. And then like 2 weeks in, there's always like an additional detail drop where it's like, oh, as it turns out, I have to start every day by letting a man in a full clown outfit and wig squirt mayonnaise into my mouth with a water gun. And it's just like, I don't know why I got to do it. And I got to tell you, I'm not loving it. And you're always just like, how have you ended up in this situation again? Like there's always an undiscussed detail.
Well, it's never one that you would think to ask. Like the problem with the bank one was that they hired me as a bartender and then didn't have a liquor license. And I've never thought to ask if a restaurant had a liquor license that was hiring me as a bartender, because why would they do that?
Well, it's because
why would they ever do that?
You're being hired by a bank, and if the one thing that I've learned in my adult
life, I was being hired by a restaurant group, a very successful restaurant group that was running a restaurant inside a bank tower for executives. These guys they have 30 restaurants and 4 event spaces. They are awesome. And so why would I ever assume that they didn't have a fucking liquor license? So every time I show up, it's like, you never ask, oh, will I have to start the day with a man in a suit shooting mayonnaise into my mouth out of a super soaker? You wouldn't think to ask that. And then you show up.
Chris, you clearly do not live with anxiety, because you be impressed with the things that I think to ask. Excuse me. If there is a situation where there is a man trying to piss in my asshole in the restaurant, am I allowed to say, punch him in the face left-handed, even though I'm a righty. And then when their eyes stop glazing over, I just realize I'm not going to get that job.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, the new place that I'm working at is like fine. The money's good, shifts, but like management is terrible, and they're run by like. There's this guy that's at the top of it. There's like 4 managers, and he pits them against each other in this weird Machiavellian gossip train. And
hate
so it's bad, but like
Canadian
fine
industry. It's always like this. Actually, it's always like this. There's always a guy named like Robert, and he's 40 and his girlfriend's 21. Oh, Melissa just gets me. Does she, Robert?
I met her when she was in high school working at the hostess stand, and then, we became friends.
Yeah.
Friends, was it, Robert? You were friends?
You were friends.
And then all of a sudden when she was legal, she was your girlfriend? Weird.
Yeah. Weird.
The timing's crazy.
It's weird that you have a roommate and you claim to have so much
this.
money. You fucking, oh God, all of your suits are from H&M. You know what I'm saying?
Did you ever see the movie Waiting? That like early Ryan Reynolds movie?
Sir, I went to university with someone who was an assistant on that film.
Ooh, it's about working in like a crappy little restaurant, and every character is like an archetype of the service industry, and it's perfect.
No, it's perfect.
Like it's a silly movie, but they fucking nail the archetypes in all of it. And the one that really drove it home was the manager played by Rob Corddry, who it was Champ Kind and Anchorman, the sports guy. And I thought maybe sometimes something slips in. She thinks it's going to be a drama about Walter Cronkite. It turns out it's the opposite.
You think it's network?
But yeah. But yeah, it's just this like middle-aged sad dude with like a tiny amount of power that's absolutely gone to his head, hitting on a 16-year-old that works at the hostess desk openly and confidently. And it's like, yeah, I've worked in a lot of those restaurants, a lot of them.
Of course. Oh,
yeah.
Fuck yeah. It's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah. Our hostess is this like badass trans woman who is, I think she's like 21 or something. And so watching anyone try to flirt with her is hilarious because she's just very tough. It's not the like impressionable young woman that they normally keep out there as bait. This lady will fuck you up.
A friend of a friend was a bartender in Toronto, and she's like, much like Chris, was a real journeyman bartender in her 20s. So like, can just sort of gets those jobs where it's like it's 2 people working the whole joint. They make a shitload of money, and you just need to know how to make every cocktail, and there's no thinking. And the other bartender at this place was like a ex-reformed like heroin addict, but was like an utter like a absolute brunette 10 out of 10, like just like, and kind of looked a bit ditzy, but like was like an ex gutter punk junkie. So it was so funny if like you just watch these like Bay Street bros just like, hey little lady, and just like, I'll fucking kill you, and you're like, oh yeah. Let me explain something to you, Queen's University. That look in her eyes is not fear of you, it's fear of what she can do to you. So like,
the switchblade is already in her hand.
Switchblade. Yes. She hasn't needed to use a knife in years. She's going to use these hands. You know what I mean? I'm so happy I do not live in Toronto where so many of those guys just live. Just a man who hasn't had a solid shit in 10 years. He's really into the Toronto Argonauts. Actually, do you know what the CFL is? Do you know what that is? Do you know what the nightmare? Okay. Do you think the GAW is bad? In Canada, we have a 6-league football team, and they play on a giant rectangle.
16.
Is it 6 teams? Oh my God, we've lost some.
Might be 7 across the country.
It is awful.
It's worse than a beer league.
It's so embarrassing. For a large portion of it, there were 2 teams called the Rough Riders.
7-team league, 2 Rough Riders,
Ottawa,
2 Bareback Bandits.
Ottawa and Saskatchewan they're still called the Saskatchewan Rough Riders.
And so it's like it's American football, but with our own rules because we got to be different.
We changed.
Okay, sure.
And I used to buy tickets to go see the BC Lions with my brother at 7-Eleven. They cost $5. And we just went because it was something to do. And we were teenagers. And the quality is not very good. They make no money. It's where The Rock was in it. Dwayne The Rock Johnson was in the CFL. He was on the Calgary Stampeders, and he was so broke because they didn't pay him. He used to show up to meetings that he wasn't involved in just so he could steal food from the buffet.
Mm-hmm. What was that noise?
That was a car.
In Toronto or Glasgow?
Glasgow.
I don't think it was a car.
Was it a clown honking a nose?
Ashley, did you fucking?
It was.
Oh, you froze so bad. That was so amazing on my end. I
froze really badly.
Okay,
yes,
good.
I'm freezing. I don't know why. It's very frustrating.
I think
it's because even your computer wants you to go to your show, but we've only got 4 minutes left.
How about
We've only got 4 minutes.
Your makeup looks incredible, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, hang on. Let's get a proper look. You know, I've got it's really purple, glittery,
smoky
eyes.
Yeah, you look like a real lady who hangs out with a hacker in a '90s film. That's a compliment.
Yeah, you could be played by Winona Ryder.
Well, I'm going full showbiz mode this evening. I've got a really fun sheer blue and green top. I'm wearing a corset. Not a proper corset.
What
it's
happened
not
to
gonna, like,
stand-up comedy?
anything, but it's just like this. It's really jazzy and fun. I'm actually
Nice.
This is an outfit that I'm going to take my new headshots in, and bright blue tailored trousers, which are slightly too big for me because I've lost a lot of weight recently.
What are trailer trousers?
Congratulations.
Tailored trousers. Tailored.
Yes.
Can I say this, and this is what I love about my life and stand-up comedy, is that there is a situation that is very possible that you, Andrew O'Neill, and John Robertson could all be on the same bill and dressed exactly the same if you're wearing a corset and a sheer shirt, and I just like that.
That's quite funny.
3 people with 3 different gender identities, all dressed.
Me and Amy Matthews turned up dressed exactly the same last night.
Oh.
Did you take a picture?
Yo.
Yeah, Chris Forbes took a picture of us. It's on my Instagram story.
Let's go.
I'll go check it out.
It's quite funny.
Which one is Chris Forbes? The one who looks like he's just a bit sick? Is that the one?
Oh, come on! It's the British comedy industry. You got to be more specific.
I don't think so. Chris Forbes, well, he's the guy that he's on Scott Squad, and he did those sketches with Judy Murray where he pretended to be the third Murray brother that's really bad at tennis.
Nope, no idea.
Never heard of any of those people.
He's a very big deal in Scotland.
He is who I thought he was. He's a really nice, wonderful man. But yeah, no, that's exactly who I thought that was.
I confused him with Chris Thornton.
Who the fuck is Chris Thornton?
Is it Chris Thornton with the mustache? Who's that one?
Thorburn.
Chris Thorburn. Yeah.
You and Chris Thorburn would get along very, very well.
I like his tweets. We had him on the show, right?
No, we asked him on the show and he never made it, and then I forgot to go back and arrange it again.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah. Well, I like his tweets.
Yeah.
Makes me laugh.
I did some
He's very funny on Twitter, and he's also just very funny in real life. He's a really, really solid person.
I did some shows with him at the Monkey Barrel when I was there on tour in February.
I hated every way you pronounce those words. That was terrible.
Yeah. It was uncomfortable. I wasn't sure if it was actually my freezing working it or something.
He sounded like the prince of a European country that doesn't exist anymore. Died of inbreeding.
Yeah. The Austro-Hungarian Empire or something like that?
Yeah, something gross like that.
Man.
We haven't started the show.
Oh my god! Again, we didn't start.
We keep forgetting to start the show,
we're
guys.
So bad at this.
Jesus, this isn't even a bit. This is not a bit. We just forget. Shit, it's been a while.
That's what I thought. Isn't that fun? Wasn't that fun? So worth it. Well, let's start the show as we always do, and then immediately end it. Guys, thank you so much. We will definitely try and get you a Patreon episode soon. We're trying to be better at this. We're sorry. We suck. We love you.
We're trying to be better. We're gonna.
Ashley just froze. That's the best.
We're gonna do Patreon episodes. Our intentions are good.
Yeah,
we do have good intentions, but that's how you get to hell, Ashley. That's how you get to hell.
What a great way to end. What a great way to end the show. That's how you get to hell, Ashley and
Deuce On Bone.
Oh no, the Canadians are coming. Chris, John, and Irish Ashley combine to make the ultimate team, better than any wet dream. Welcome to the Untitled Twitch stream. John's the CEO and Boomer.
This is the start again.
Ashley's the real leader.
So we still didn't start the show.
No, we just got raided.
As our enjoyment increases, welcome to the Untitled Twitch stream.
That's fine. Penis into
now the show is over. Are you happy?
I'm happy. I have to get to a gig, and I want to hear about that secret story you put in the chat.
Oh yeah. I'll start telling you now.